Welcome Primary 4, Miss Hiba Ahmed is with you. Today we will take lesson 2 and complete the adaptation in animal. Let's start with the fennec fox. That's the shape of the fennec fox. As you can see in the picture, what is the habitat of the fennec fox? The habitat of the fennec fox is the hot desert. Every animal we will take today, we will take its habitat, its structural adaptation, and also its behavioral adaptation. So the first thing we must know about the fennec fox that its habitat is the hot desert. Let's know the structural and the behavioral adaptation. What can you see in this picture? What is the biggest thing that can you see in this picture? What do you observe? Very good. Its ears. The ears of the fennec fox is very, very large. And what is the color of its fur? It's tan sandy, like what we take the last session. Very good, like the caracal. Okay, the fennec fox live in the hot desert. What is the color of the hot desert? Sandy. So it's covered with sandy colored fur. Why? To camouflage with the environment. Number 2, it has extra large ears. Can you see it has the very, very, very large ears? Why? To cool its body. The fennec fox is live in the desert, so it's very hot or cold? Very hot, super. So its ears are very big to get a large amount of air and keep its body cool. Number 3, it has a special shaped ears. Can you see the shape of the ears of the fennec fox? It's like our ears, the ears of the human? No. It has a special shaped ears. Why? To excellent hearing. To hear excellent. Why the fennec fox need to hear excellent? To hear the sound of its prey and attack them to eat them. Number 1. Number 2. To hear also the sound of the feet of its enemies and escape from them. So there is a big difference between extra large ears and special shaped ears. Extra large ears meaning here the size of the ears. Size of the ears is very big to cool its body. But it has a special shaped ears, the shape of these ears to excellent hearing. Then we will take the behavioral adaptation. The behavioral adaptation of the fennec fox. Number 1, it's painting like the dog. When the dog or when the fennec fox feel hot because it lives in which habitat? In the hot desert. Very good. It's painting like the dog. That's the shape of the dog when it's painting. It's open its mouth and get its tongue out from its mouth. Why? To cool its body. Okay, because it lives in the hot desert. Number 2, it lives in porous. What is the meaning of porous? Caves. To cool its body. To run from the hot sun. It lives in porous to cool its body. Number 3, it eats different types of the food. The fennec fox lives in the desert. And there is much food in the desert? No, there is small amount of food in the desert. So the fennec fox eat anything in the desert. Eat plants, eat fruits, eat another animals, anything it can be eaten, the fennec fox eat it. We finished the fennec fox. Let's go to the Arctic fox or the polar fox. The Arctic fox also lives in the desert, but in cold desert. What? There is a cold desert? Yes. That's a hot desert that we know. There is a cold desert which is called tundra desert. All of the desert is covered with ice. Okay? So what is the habitat of the Arctic or polar fox? From its name, we take the last session, the Arctic or polar habitat. It's a habitat that's covered with ice. So Arctic fox or polar fox, it lived in what? In ice, in cold tundra desert. Okay? We know the habitat of the Arctic fox. Let's go to the structural and behavioral adaptation. Let's start with the structural adaptation. What is the difference between the fennec fox and the Arctic fox? Very good. The ears of the Arctic fox or polar fox are smaller than the ears of the what? Of the fennec fox. Okay? Why? I told you in the fennec fox it has a large ears. Why? To cool its body. to make its ears get a large amount of air and cool its body. But the Arctic fox need to do this? No. Why? Because it lives in what? It lives in a very cold temperature or a very cold habitat. So it needs to warm its body. So it has a small ears and small legs to warm its body. Okay? Number one, in the structure adaptation, it has a thick fur. Why it has a thick fur? To warm its body. But its color is white in winter, but it changes into brown in summer. What is the meaning of that? That's the shape of the tundra desert in winter. It covered with ice. What is the color of the tundra forest in winter? It's white. So the Arctic fox is white in winter. Why? To camouflage with the environment. That's the shape of the tundra desert in summer. When the ice is melted, it turns into which color? Brown. So the Arctic fox, its color change into what? Into brown. Why? To Very good. To camouflage with the environment. So in winter, when the habitat is white, it becomes white. But in summer, when its habitat is brown, its fur change into what? Into brown. But what is the color of the fennec fox? Do you remember? Yes, sandy. Very good. Number two, it has small ears to warm its body. Number three, it has also special shaped ears like what? Very good, like the fennec fox. Why? To excellent hearing. Why? To listen the sound of its prey and attack them, and also listen to the sound of the feet of its enemies and escape from them. Let's go to the behavioral adaptation. The behavioral adaptation here is same in the fennec fox, but here the Arctic fox need to painting like the fennec fox? No, why? Who can tell me? Because the Arctic fox is live in a cold habitat. Very good. So it's no need for the Arctic fox to painting and cool its body. No, it's need to warm its body. So there is no painting here in the Arctic fox. So what is the behavioral adaptation? It lives in porous to cool its body. To cool its body, right? No, to warm its body, not to cool its body. Very good. Why? Because it's very, very cold outside. So it go inside the porous to warm its body. But the fennec fox, it's very, very hot outside. So it go to the porous to cool its what? Its body. Then it eats different types of the food like the what? Like the fennec fox. Now let's see a comparison between the polar or Arctic fox and the fennec fox. Okay, they are different in polar fox live in tundra cold desert, but the fennec fox, what is the habitat of it? Hot desert. Very good. Polar or Arctic fox has short ears and legs. Why? To keep its body warm. But the fennec fox has extra large ears. Why? To lose the heat and cool its body. What is the color of the fur of the polar fox? In winter it's white, but in summer it's brown. But the fennec fox, it's what? It's sandy. Why? Both of them had its cover of their body to camouflage with the environment. But the polar fox doing painting? No. The fennec fox doing painting. Why? To cool its body. But the similarities between them, they have a special shaped ears to excellent hearing or to hear strong. Both of them live in caves or burrows. Why? The polar fox lives in burrows to warm its body. Very good. But the fennec fox to cool its body. Very good. And both of them eat all types of food like insects, fruits, plants, roots, and even remains of prey of another animal. We finished now the Arctic fox and the fennec fox. Let's go to the next animal, which is the pool shark. That's the shape of the pool shark. Do you know this pool shark can live in salt water like oceans and also in fresh water like rivers? Okay, so the habitat of the pool shark, oceans, meaning salt water, and rivers like what? Fresh water. So the habitat is salt and fresh water. Let's know the structural adaptation of the pool shark. Number one, its body can adapt in the fresh water and the salt water. Number two, it has counter shedding phenomenon. What is the meaning of that? Look at the shark. Its back, it's what? Dark, right? And its belly, it's what? White. It has a dark back and a white belly. Why? Look at this picture, okay? If you are in a boat above the sea, okay, and you look at the bottom, you will see the bottom white or dark. You will see the bottom, yes, dark. So the bull shark has a dark back. Why? Because if you look at the shark above the water, you will see its back is dark like the what? Like the bottom of the water, so it's not easy to see the shark. But if you are inside the water and you looking to the top of the water like in this picture, okay, you will see the water dark or light. Yes, I will see the water with light. So the belly of the bull shark is white. Why? Because it's light here above the when you look to the water, when you are inside the water and you look up to the water, you will see the water has a large amount of light, so its belly is white. Why? To be not easy to see. So this phenomena is called counter shading. What is the meaning of counter shading? It has a dark back and white belly. It has a dark back and white belly because when we when we look to the bottom of the ocean or the sea, we see it dark. So when we look to the pool shark from up, from above the water, we see it dark like the what? Like the water, so it's not easy to see it. But if the enemy of the shark is inside the water, like in this picture, okay, and we look up inside the water, we will see the light. So it has a wide belly to be to be camouflaged with the surrounding environment by the counter shedding phenomenon. Number three, it has sharp teeth. Why? To attack its what? Its prey. Let's talk about the behavioral adaptation. Number one, it can hunt in salt and fresh water. Why? Because its habitat is salt and fresh water. It can live in both water. Number two, it can hunt in day and night, so its prey cannot expect when it will start to hunting. Okay? Thank you for listening. Primary 4, Miss Hiba Ahmed was with you.